Hi everyone, Michael Faust here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Spillover Maker Bonus Pool for July 2021 for Daisy, and we're going to crunch the numbers. So, how many tokens are in the Spillover Maker Bonus Pool? 10 million tokens available. Qualification period is from July 1 to July 31, 11:59 p.m. UTC time. How do you earn a share of the Spillover Maker Pool? You can enter the numbers here. So, for example, let's say that you referred 2 people to the crowd fund in the month of July, and let's say that you referred 2 other people who were just preferred customers. They didn't join the crowd fund, they just got the tokens. You need a minimum of 4 referrals to qualify for a share. So in this case, if you had 2 crowd fund members and 2 preferred customers, you'd have a total of 4, and that would give you a potential of 1 share, assuming that you've met also the minimum referral volume requirement, which we'll discuss next. So the total value of the crowd fund tiers of your personally referred members in July, let's assume that's 600. So maybe those 2 people have gone tier 1 100 and tier 2 200, so a total of 600. And let's say that the total value of tokens purchased by all of your referrals in July, including those who joined the crowd fund, was 400. So in other words, all of these 4 people, their total tokens was 400, and basically the total of all their tiers was 600. That would give you 1,000. So in this situation, the potential shares, if you've met the minimum referral requirement, would be 1. So we've done that. We've got 4, and we've got the minimum of 1,000. But let's say that you had 6 people, and you had 6 people with the crowd fund tiers and 6 people with the preferred customer. So you've got 12 people, but you've only got 6 people at $100 of the crowd fund tiers, and those 6 people maybe only put in 600. So basically in the situation, the potential is 3 shares, because you've actually got, in this situation, 12 people, but your volume is 1200, so the potential shares is actually 1. So it's very important to understand that whatever is the lowest number in terms of your volume or in terms of your personal referral number of shares, the lowest will be the number of shares you qualify. So even though you've got 12 referrals but 1200 in volume, you only get 1 share. But let's say that you increased that to make that 600, and maybe there was $1,400 worth of tokens purchased. Well, you've got 2,000 in volume, so you've got the minimum of equivalent to 2 shares, 2 times 1,000, but you've got a minimum of 3 for the referrals. Whatever's the lower is what you'd get. So in this case, you'd have 2 shares. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's look at the members in Daisy and what's happening. So we had approximately 134,173 members in Daisy at the start of July, and you can go to your back office and the crowd fund and look up the number of people. Now, the number of people as of today, July 18 at midday here in Thailand, is 143,476. So that means the total of new members in July so far, as of today, 9,303, and we have 18 days in the month of July that have already passed. So if we divide that 9,303 by 18 days, that means we've got an average of 517 people per day coming into Daisy. So if we multiply that by 31 days, it means we should have a total of 16,022 new members in Daisy for the month of July. Okay, so again, that could be more, it could be less. So That's 16,000 members. If we work on an assumption that the maximum number of shares would be that number divided by 4, because that would mean a perfect scenario where every single person who was enrolled was making up a full share. In that case, the maximum possible number of shares will be 4,005. But let's be realistic. I'm being optimistic that 50% of these shares, or these people that have come in the month of July, actually make up a full share. So in that case, we'd have 2,003 shares potentially. Let's say you might be pessimistic and say really only 25% of people that come in this month of July, and that was 25 of these 16,000 people, were actually part of a full 4 people that made up a share. So, but we'll be optimistic and say 50%, 2,003 shares. So if we scroll down a bit further, we've got 10 million shares. The number of tokens per share based on this 2003 would be 4,993. Now up above, when we were doing our number of shares, we said we were qualifying for 2 shares. Okay, so if we come down here, it automatically imports number 2 shares, which means I'd have nearly 10,000 shares if that was the case. So let's be conservative with the numbers again. Let's go back and reduce these numbers to 2 and 2 and 600 and 400. So we have just 1 share. So 1 share would give us approximately, we're close to 5,000 tokens per share. Now if we come down here and let's guesstimate that the value of the token in US dollars is $5. You can change that. So if that's the listing price on live exchanges, your 4,993 tokens is actually worth nearly 25,000 US dollars. If that token went to $50, you'd have close to $250,000. Now what have you done? You've referred a minimum of 4 people whose total contribution into the project, including their tiers, including their tokens, in July is 1,000 USDT and a potential $250,000 upside. If that doesn't get you motivated to go out there and find 4 people minimum before the end of July who've contributed a total of 1,000, you might have to refer more than 4 to get that 1,000. As we showed above, as long as you've got the minimum of 4 and the minimum of 1,000 across all of your new referrals in the month of July, you'll get 1 share. Of course, the more you refer and the more volume they contribute, the more number of shares. But even if that token even dropped down to $2, that would still be a 10,000 USDT outcome. But let's be conservative and say 5, a minimum of $25,000. So folks, that should get you fired up. You can have this calculator. It'll be downloadable in the description of the video, the URL from Google Drive. Replay the video a few times if you need to redo the numbers, and then you can play with the numbers yourself.